Hey guys, welcome back to another Virgo Girl recommendation. I am so excited to be bringing you this movie, Air. Where do I even begin? First of all, let's start off with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon back at it again. They are back together acting in a movie that is just brilliant, and I love their chemistry. So, seeing them together was just fantastic. But that was just the beginning. Just the beginning. Oh my goodness. First of all, let's talk about the cast. The cast was so just star-studded. Like, where do I even begin? Okay, I was so happy with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Just starting with that, I think did a their big one with that one. Then we come to see Viola Davis. We also come to see Chris Tucker. Can we talk about Chris Tucker? Chris Tucker is so funny without even trying to be funny. He's just hilarious. So to see him in the movie bring that comic relief was amazing. And actually, while I'm on the topic of comic relief, we can't not talk about one of my favorite actors, Jason Bateman. The reason why I like Jason Bateman so much is because no matter what he's in, it's like no matter what he's doing, it's always just something in me that knows he's gonna say something that makes me crack up. So he's a really, really funny guy. And staying on the funny, we also have Marlon Wayans. I mean, they just did not hold back on the casting. Oh my God, kudos to whoever did the casting for this movie. It was just, oh my gosh. So after you're done being just like in awe of all of the A-list celebrities in this film and the fantastic acting, of course, you see Viola Davis. Viola Davis, oh my goodness. What can I say about Viola Davis that hasn't already been said? When it comes to acting, this woman, oh gosh, she is just amazing. I love Viola Davis. Love, 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 love her. I was so excited to see that she was going to be in the movie and playing like a very major role and also just showcasing her acting chops and also at the same time just being the glue that held everything kind of together. Like you'll see. I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it, but her part is just like, wow. Talk about just coming in and just being a force to be reckoned with. At any rate, moving on, there's other people in the movie as well, of course. I can't name every single person just because, I don't want this video to be too long. But the whole entire cast, I say kudos to them all. They all did a phenomenal job. Now, I want to get to the whole scenery, how they did with the sets and everything for the 80s. Where did they get all these old cars? That's what the first thing that came to my mind when I saw Matt Damon driving a car that was so old. It was like from the 80s or whatever. And I know that we see movies with old cars, all the time. But I don't know. I feel like I have not seen movies with these types of cars. Like it was just like these I guess they're like from the 80s. And I guess people do hold on to cars, but in my mind, then my mind started to think like, what do you do? Just find people who have carefully restored or who have restored these cars or people who have taken really good care of their cars and they lease them from them. I always wonder like, how do they get these cars? But that's kind of like off topic, but that was just like something I was really thinking about as I was watching this movie because of the types of cars that, they were showing. It wasn't like a classic car or like certain things that you see from the 50s, how you see those typical classic cars. These were just run-of-the-mill, like middle class to poor people's cars just driving down the street in the 80s, like stuff like from way back in the 80s. And I don't know, I just love that. It looked so real. I don't know like how they go about it, but the feel was 80s 100%. Just the office, everything was 80s. The hair, the clothing, the way they talked, the way they walked, everything. They had the 80s down 100%. My goodness, that part was done. The set whoever did the set, or the cinematography, whatever you want to call it, they did a phenomenal job. The acting, I think I already touched on that. Perfect. Now, what really, really got me was I never knew that Nike was like at the bottom, because now Nike is Nike. So I guess I never thought about that there was a time where Nike was not looked at as Nike. No one gave a damn, really. It still was a big company, but not in the way, not even close, not even a fraction of what it is today. And then they were showing like how there were other companies that were like so ahead of them, like Adidas and Converse. And a lot of it is funny. They mentioned like rap groups like Run DMC, talking about Adidas, and it goes back to pop culture and hip hop, and just how funny it is that those people, those genres kind of like determine what's happening, what's popping, what's popular. So yeah, that was kind of interesting to see that back in those days, Nike was looked down upon, like Nike. So that part kind of shocked me, because it's just something that I never knew. So that was really educational, and it was also very educational how Michael Jordan really single-handedly turned that entire company around. But not only did he turn it around, the money that they started to make because of him, so they turned it around. Like when I say turn it around, I mean like by, basically perception, like what people thought of Nike. He made Nike like top notch, top of the line, even until this day. Nike is still up at the top. When you think of Nike, you think of, oh, that's the best. So that was something, very interesting to me. And then also another thing that I noticed was that Michael Jordan, when all this happened, when he got the Nike, well, you know what? I don't know if I should. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm not going to. I feel like because this movie was so good, I'm going to end up doing spoilers, and I don't want to do that for people who are like me, who didn't know a lot of this stuff. I mean, some people may know, like the ins and outs of what happened. Personally, I didn't, and so it was so entertaining for me to watch. I was like, my mouth was open. I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't even believe it. So I'm not going to do too many more. I'm not going to say too much more because I don't want to, give out spoilers, but I will say I highly recommend it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. You're going to absolutely love it. And then don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.